Bart Allen here. Thanks everybody for watching and being a part of today's conversation. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell for more amazing conversations like this one with the very talented Jacob Buster about Let the Right One In on Showtime. This last episode was epic. I mean, my God, and you have a couple more to go. First of all, thank you for your time and for hanging out today. We've been working on this one for a little while, so I'm glad we were able to make it happen.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's good to be here finally.
Yeah, I know you got sick, I got sick, we all got sick, and then
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and everything else got in the way. But shout out to your team for finally we got it on the books now. So this show is very interesting. It's different. It has a little bit of everything for everybody. And your character obviously is very pivotal in driving this story. How did you become interested in this? I mean, outside of like the typical audition, getting the agent email, like once you got past all of that, what interested you, Jacob, in being a part of this?
Well, I think one of the main things that really led me to wanting to be a part of Let the Right One In and really enjoying this story as a whole is how grounded in reality it is.
Yeah.
Like it is a story about vampires, but it takes it to such a human level, which I love. Because I mean, I've always been into vampires and I've always been into that kind of thing, but they always take it in a romantic direction. And so to see this go in like a very family, unconditional love, more like moral kind of questions, I loved that. And I just wanted to be a part of that.
Yes. Now, there was another film by the same title. Uh, are they similarly related or are they completely different? I just wanted to, because I was doing research on this. It was like a German version, I think, or something like that. And it was kind of the same thing, but I don't know if they're similarly related or not. We could just clear that up because I think people were sort of on the internet going, hey, I think I've seen this before, but this one obviously is very different.
Yeah, so there was the original film, the Let the Right One In, that was, I believe, a Swedish film, and then they made
Yeah.
an adaptation of Let Me In, and then it was also a play, I think, before all of that.
Yeah, it was a play.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's had many different adaptations, and now I think this show it's very much its own thing. It's not it's 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 based on the original films and the original play,
Okay.
but it's mostly like the writer likes to say, a love letter to the original film.
Yeah, I think this one's much better. But I mean, vampire stories are, it's nothing new. There's been dozens of them over the years, but I think this one is very different. And you all, in essence, humanize the vampire a little bit and make it sort of normal, I guess would be a way
Yeah,
to describe it. Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely, I think the vampire story has been done many times, but I don't think it's been done in this way, at least
No.
not that I've seen, where it kind of takes it into our world as if being a vampire was just a disease we didn't know about.
Right.
And like they were creeping around every corner, not every corner, but you get what I mean. Like
Yeah.
it really takes it in an interesting way, which I love.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I find fascinating about it is that it does humanize it and make it go, well, it's not somebody living in a castle in a coffin in Transylvania, but
Exactly.
really like what if it was just normal and you happen to have the mutation or the gene? I think I find vampire stories extremely fascinating. And I think that's what makes it so much fun.
Yeah, and I mean some of like one of the most recent episodes that came out really talks about how the past happened and like
Right.
figuring out everything, which I really love that episode. Episode 7 really I think kind of fleshes out some of the story that I had questions about, which I really like.
Exactly. So the big question is there's been buzz about another season. What can you tell us? Obviously, we're not here to spoil anything, but I think people want more.
Yeah, I mean, from being able to read all 10 episodes, I would love more. I think this story deserves it 100%. But there's not much I can say about it because truthfully, I don't know much about it. So
That's
I,
okay. Yeah.
I wish I knew more. I wish I knew more.
Well, you've had a very healthy and robust career. You've been a part of a lot of really cool projects. Where did that origin story begin for you, Jacob, as an actor? Like, where was that moment where this is something that you became interested in?
Yeah, so my family is all very artistic. Like my
Yeah,
dad originally was an actor, now he's a writer, director, producer, and my mom's a casting director. So I was kind of always around that world. And my first project was a short film called Heaven Under a Table when I was 7. So that kind of came around because I used to want to be a paleontologist, and I would cry about dinosaurs on the couch when my mom would get home. And
I
they
love it. That's
yeah,
great.
they wanted a 7-year-old that would cry, and I used to cry a lot. So I tried out for it, and I think I kind of really fell in love with it more recently because I've always enjoyed it, but recently it's really kind of struck a nerve inside of me that like when I'm acting, it like I don't know, it's kind of like an out of body experience in a way. I love it, and I hope to be able to grow alongside some of the amazing people that I got to work with.
Yes, yes. So where was that key project for you that solidified for you in your mind that this was meant to be?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said earlier, I definitely enjoyed acting, but I think one of the more recent projects that I was able to be a part of that really solidified it for me was a film that's not quite out yet. It's called Aliens Abducted My Parents and Now I Feel Kind of Left Out. And that's just like a kind of fun family film where I was like an astronaut trying to get to space. And that was one of my first films that I got to do when I was 18 and really got to go to set alone and kind of make my own friends and kind of have my own experience. And that's where I got this necklace too. But that film really just kind of solidified that like this truly is like something that fills my soul and warms my heart and just like makes me feel alive. And then to go from that to Let the Right One In was just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a big jump, to go to like a network show, a cable network show. I mean, Showtime is huge. And yeah, this is great. If you haven't seen this, everybody, please be sure to check it out. New episodes streaming every week, and it's available to watch on Showtime. You have another episode coming out here in just another week, and then one more, and that's it. So now is the time to binge it, to watch it, and to get it in so you don't miss out. Jacob, congratulations on all of this. This is a fun project. You do remarkably amazing in it, and I think all the success that you've had is much deserved. I'm glad we were finally able to meet and to chat. Every timing, everything is always the way that it's supposed to be. But thank you for your time. Did you have a good Thanksgiving, by the way?
Yeah, no, it was wonderful. I got to go over to my grandma's, see some of my cousins, just hang out with the family mostly. It was a good time.
Do parents, grandparents watch your work by chance? And do they
Yeah.
offer notes? It's kind of a fun question to wrap with.
Yeah, no, my grandparents are definitely not super into the whole drama horror. They're more Hallmark. So they're
Okay.
watching it. They're watching it, but every time I talk to them about it, they're like, "Ooh, this most recent episode." I'm like, I know, it's a hard one to watch." But
That's
but yeah,
funny.
no, they're very supportive, which is nice.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jacob, for hanging out today. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.